All right, guys. So I'm nosy. With everything that was going on last night, with I guess the telepathy, I wanted to see if I could get any messages on what's going on right now. And the dog is out, so I'm just letting you know. Hopefully he won't bug me to go outside, but it really just looks like basically what I'm seeing is that he's preparing to communicate. I mean, we already know this. It keeps coming out, but I still just wanted to see what I could get through the cards, and I wanted to use the Before Tarot just to get my hands on it. I guess infuse our energies, So really all I'm seeing is just a plan to try to communicate, to initiate this new beginning that's going to bring in healing, okay? And so I have the Before Tarot, I use the After Tarot, doesn't really matter, I guess, to clarify. And then I have some oracle messages, like from a Divine Masculine deck, and then I have some messages from, I guess his higher self, or basically like some, these oracle messages cards. And I'm not gonna show the I'm not gonna show the cards, but I will say the cards that I'm gonna be using, and then I'll make my written post too, because I just I know how important it is for some of you to want to be able to translate it and whatnot. So I'll just go ahead and get started. So the overall energy is the Six of Cups, and again, well, I guess I can try and show the cards as much as possible. Yeah, okay. So the overall energy is the Six of Cups, and if you see in the card, it just looks like they're planning. What I just really feel with this is him making preparations, honestly. And then I am seeing the decisions, because under that we have the Seven of Cups. So again, I do feel like he's coming out of this. And then we have the Death card under that, so transformation. And then there's Temperance, which came out, I believe, somewhere. Yeah. And then we have the Four of Wands, which came out. Okay, I'll see all these cards. That's why I keep showing them. Oh, wow. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. And then look at this. We have the Emperor. The Emperor is getting ready to sit in his chair. Crazy. And then we have the Hierophant, however you say it. And then we have the Page of Cups under that. Crazy. Okay, and then to clarify, the Six of Cups, I got Temperance, and then the Six of Swords. So it just seems like, again, there's just patience needed, balance, healing is happening. And then with the Six of Swords, he's going on a, like a new mental journey. And then the clarifying deck overall energy is the Queen of Swords. So I do feel like he's intimidated by you. I don't think this is anything you've done necessarily. It could just be the fact that you've pulled your energy back. And so, he just feels intimidated by you, especially if he turned you away out of his ego. I mean, that's his problem, But then under that, we have the Empress. So, and then under that, we have the Magician. We have the Five of Wands. So I do feel like he wants to stand up to you and come back to you. And basically, like I told you in one of my posts, add you to his collection, because, without you, I feel like he's destroyed, basically. And then, yeah, under that, we have the Death card. This calls a transformation. And this transformation is restoring balance with his Queen of Cups. I just keep going because I'm just seeing all these because he feels left out. He's done his reflecting, and now he wants to collaborate. And, yeah, he's made his decision, and he's coming to you. It just keeps going with the Queen of Wands, because he knows you are his soulmate. Crazy. Can't make it up. Okay, so the cards that came out, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, I just feel like, okay, with this, it makes sense now. Sometimes when I pull the cards, it doesn't make sense initially. That's why, like, I pull all the cards and then try to make the connections before, like, talking about it. But we have the Ten of Pentacles, and with this being the Before Tarot, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. To clarify, I'm feeling like this, again, is him receiving this abundance, and him receiving this abundance is going to allow him to come forward. Okay, and then we have the Moon. And with this being the Before Tarot, I just feel like this is his subconscious, or just ideas being implanted into his brain. That's just what I feel. And then to clarify, we have the Two of Swords, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Three of Wands, and then the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, I just feel like this is him making the decision to get rid of his anxiety. Like the Two of Swords is the decision, the Eight of Swords and the Three of Wands is him releasing, his negative thinking. And then with the Four of Pentacles, with this being the After Tarot and the Grim Reaper appearing, it's like he really didn't have a choice. Like, I definitely, like I keep saying, feel like the divine has intervened to basically bring him to his knees, basically, is what I'm feeling. All right, then we have the Three of Pentacles. And so to me, this just looks like, you know, formulating some sort of plan to communicate. And then we have the Page of Wands, we have the King of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So it just seems like, he left something behind, like I keep saying. He seems uncertain in this card, but just knowing with what we know about the situation, there's passion to move towards, you know, what truly lights him on fire. And then he really is passionate with the King of Wands. And, you know, I feel like with him, I feel like it was up to him, of course. Once he decided to take that step, now like the divine has intervened a little bit, kind of helped propel him forward, I guess. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is you, divine feminine. Like, it's like you're not really waiting, but you know he's coming. You're just sitting on your throne. And I feel like most of you are willing to give the pentacle whenever he arrives. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, I just feel like this is the communication. And with this communication, there's just going to be a new start with the Ace of Cups. Then we have the Three of Cups. So again, it just looks like more planning, you know, planning a celebration or, you know, reconciliation. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Cups. What I'm feeling with this, I just feel like this was him working on himself, finding his balance, like working hard at it. I feel like he had some sort of epiphany with the Ace of Swords. Like through all this self-work, he had an epiphany because, again, with the Eight of Cups here, he just realized, you know, you pulled your energy back basically, and it, you know, he was left to kind of, you know, pick up the pieces. Like, I feel like it was just detrimental for him, you know. And then we have the Two of Cups. So it just looks like, you know, these two coming together. And, you know, this is, I feel like messages from Divine Masculine. I mean, it is messages from Divine Masculine, but I feel like with this card, this is the divine or spirit saying that, you know, you guys are being brought together. But as far as Divine Masculine is concerned, it just looks like, you know, he's going to be facing his fears with the Nine of Swords. And then really with the Judgment card, I'm just feeling like, you know, Spirit has the final say. It's like he made the decision, but I'm just feeling with the Judgment card, like this was all orchestrated, you know? And then we have the Ace of Cups, clarified by the Six of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and then the Four of Wands. So what I'm feeling with this is I feel like a new beginning. This is going to end in victory. It's going to ignite a new passion. Like he wants to give you, because if you've seen the regular Six of Wands, there's no woman here. It's just the man, but you see that in the card that he's crowning her. So he does want to, like we know, communicate with you. This communication is going, I feel like he's got this new passion to communicate with you. With the Seven of Swords, I'm just feeling like this is the strategy that he's coming up with. And with the Four of Wands, you know, it's just going to initiate this, you know, communication, union, basically. And again, with the Seven of Swords, I don't feel like this is a trap. I just feel like this is, again, not knowing how it's going to play out. With the Five of Cups, I feel like this is basically what he had to go through. He had to realize not having you in order to just have a new perspective. And again, him not having you just initiated this healing. He was just able to heal himself. Definitely Spirit was involved also. But it just, him being left out needed to happen. And I mean, we should know this, you know. All right, then with the Four of Swords, I'm just feeling, you know, healing, immense healing has taken place. And then to clarify, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands, and then we have the Four of Swords again. But this time, you know, the woman is there. So, you know, in response to you pulling your energy back, I feel like this is causing him to, you know, decide to come towards you, decide to communicate, because he is defending this connection with the Seven of Wands. I feel like he was defensive in the past, but he does want to defend the connection. And he does want you by his side, basically, with the Four of Swords. And, you know, when the communication happens and, you know, I guess when things start moving in the right direction, it's, you know, it'll just be healing for both of you. But being that this is the Divine Masculine reading, you know, it'll be healing for him, you know. And then so with the Oracle cards, we have at the bottom, we have telepathy, which is the whole reason I feel like, you know, all of this is going on. You guys can feel each other. He wants to be transparent. We have twin flames under that. But yeah, telepathy, we have able to hear each other's thoughts and converse mentally, able to sense each other's feelings and mood. And that's why I wanted to do this reading, because, you know, the heart stuff was intense last night. But the first card to come out was communicate, which, you know, it keeps being said. He wants to communicate. We have crossroads, but I do feel like he's coming out of that. He's making movement. I feel like he's realized that he's been in his ego, honestly. I don't feel like this is him being in his ego. I feel like this is him acknowledging that he was in his ego. Because there is nostalgia there. He misses you. And, you know, he's been finding, you know, his stability. And then, okay, well, that's the last. We have denial. But again, I just feel like he's not denying. I feel like he's acknowledging that he was in denial before. And that was because he had a low self-esteem, negative beliefs about oneself, lack of confidence, feeling badly about oneself. But, you know, he does feel this separation. It's hurting him just like it's hurting you. I mean, because of the telepathy, we both can feel it. And then, like I said, this is what said it all for me about the stuff, the low self-esteem and the denial, the ego being basically the opposite. Like we have clarity, able to see things clearly, understanding situations, people, places, and things for what they truly are. So yeah, I keep saying in my post that, you know, he understands, he sees why everything had to happen, I guess. But I also feel like he knows more. Like you, again, I feel like you probably think he only has a basic understanding of what's going on. But I do feel like internally he does understand what's happening. And again, he does want to surrender to the connection because he feels abandoned. So surrender, says letting go of negativity, listening to higher wisdom from self, shifting out of ego into soul self. So yeah, he's surrendering all those negative thinking patterns because he feels abandoned by you, as feels left out, codependency, fears being left. So yeah. All right, so I feel like that's a beautiful message. Like, that's crazy. When the stuff started coming out and it started making the connections, and I realized, I'm just like, wow, especially with the telepathy here, I'm like, that's crazy because, you know, like I keep saying, we felt the telepathy last night, but then to have that at the bottom, I just get like more and more shocked every day, okay? So I just got some messages. At the bottom, we have this connection brings out so many emotions in me. I don't know how to deal sometimes. We have, I looked up synchronicity. When I look at the stars, I think about you. And I swear sometimes I could feel your emotions, which goes back, you know, to the telepathy. And then at the bottom of the next deck, we have, I feel you leaving me behind. You know, he can feel you with the telepathy. It just keeps coming out. And it says, it was not my fault, but I blamed you under that. It was my fault, but I blamed you. So yeah. And it says, we have, I hid who I really am from you. And the ones that came out, we have, you were the best thing in my life. So that's beautiful. It says, I hide behind material things. So I just, you know, I feel like he's put on the front, basically. And then we have, you came closer than anyone. So beautiful message from Divine Masculine. As far as, you know, when this is going to happen, I don't know. I mean, I basically asked what's happening. So this is happening. I do feel like, and we've seen in the comments and on other pages, people are getting communication. But for those of you that haven't received it yet, it definitely is coming. It's just, you know, continue to be patient. I know we hate that word, but I mean, this is just a beautiful message. So just, you know, sit with it and just feel it. I mean, because it really is just an amazing message to me. I just can't get over it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.